Wrapping presents without adhesive tape? This ingenious professional trick makes it really easy and it can be even done by anyone. Here's how this little trick works. All you need is your gift and some wrapping paper, but first we need to precisely align the size of the wrapping paper. To do this, take your gift and place one side of the paper so that it is flush with the top. Now take the other side of the wrapping paper and fold it over again so that it also cuts flush with the top of the other side. This means that the top is covered twice with wrapping paper. This is where you need to cut. Now lay the wrapping paper on top of each other like this and form a tip like this. You also need to cut off everything that sticks out at the top because we need a rectangular piece. Once you've done this, it's time to wrap the gift. Don't put the gift up like this but across. This means that one end of the wrapping paper ends at one side of the gift. Now place it on top as you can see here. Make sure that all four corners are covered with wrapping paper. I still have to push it a little here. As soon as the corners are just about covered, we start to go along the edges. During this step, make sure that you don't move the gift itself. Again, at the bottom of this tip, run your finger along the edge once, carefully lift the gift and also run your finger along the bottom edges now. Now we can unfold the whole thing again, but as I said, we shouldn't move the gift under any circumstances. Now pull the other side over and do the same here. Here, however, you should tuck the protruding tip under the gift so that it is really tight. Now take the first side and fold it upwards, as you can see here. Make sure that it is now slightly flush with this edge. So push it in a little. It doesn't have to be perfect in the end, just make sure that it doesn't stick out over the top of the gift. If it's just a little too far in, it doesn't matter because we won't see that side later anyway. Now repeat the whole thing on the other side. Press in a little at the bottom, center again, pull the whole thing upwards and make sure that it is flush. Now we go along the edges again so that we have already pressed the whole thing forward. If there is still a piece sticking out over the gift, you can simply fold it inwards. If not, just leave it open. Now we just have to close this pocket. This will be a little more complicated, but in the end it is also relatively easy to do. All you have to do is press both sides inwards a little at the same time, pull the whole thing upwards and press it back into place at the end so that it's more or less flush. This tip, which now protrudes at the end, must now be inserted into the tab provided. This has another advantage, which I will show you in a moment. Now insert it all the way in here and run it along the edge again. This has created a small pocket like this, and you can put a card in this pocket, for example. And so you can see that the gift is perfectly wrapped at the end and you haven't needed a piece of tape. Would you also like to know why you've been wrapping presents the wrong way all your life? Then be sure to watch the video you see on the screen now because I'll show you there.